Good evening. My name is Tom Nugent. I'm the Director of Orchestras here at Greeley West High School, and I want to welcome you all to our first concert of the 2021-2022 school year. It is wonderful to have such a great audience tonight for these students who have worked very hard. We're going to tune, and then we are going to play some music for you. The first orchestra this evening is the Concert Orchestra. That first piece is titled Celtic Dance, and this first quarter we've been focusing a little bit on folk music in the concert orchestra. This orchestra is an unauditioned orchestra made up primarily of freshmen, and for many of them this is their first concert that they've performed. So nerves are high. Give them a round of applause for their first concert here. It's been fun to listen to the gains that they've made in class each day. And for me, I'm a big proponent of the process as much as I am the product. If you pop into the orchestra room any given day, you'll always hear different spots going really well and different spots that are challenging. And the hope is that when we get in front of people that all the spots come together well. And so they're making a good effort this evening. This next piece is one titled Rock Riffs. It's by Newbold. It's got some good rhythm concepts in it. Some syncopation and kind of has a driving beat. So this is Rock Riffs by Newbold. Final piece that the concert orchestra will be performing this evening is Sourwood Mountain. It's an old folk tune. This particular arrangement was done by Bob Phillips, an orchestra teacher up in Michigan, and has a little bit of a fiddle feel to it, and so hopefully it's one that you get stuck in your head and are humming later. Concert orchestra, here we go. You hear they kind of settled down the nerves and they got going here. One more round of applause for our concert orchestra. This next group that's about to perform, this is the Sinfonietta Orchestra. This orchestra is an auditioned orchestra made up mostly of sophomores, a couple juniors, and a couple of freshmen. This semester we've been working on our technique, getting our skills together, and they've got 3 pieces for you this evening. The first one is going to be a piece called El Toro, and it is it's a bit of a piece that depicts a bull, and you'll kind of hear it. You'll hear the bullfight, a little bit of a play on the toreador and some of that, the bullfighting in Spain. But you'll start to hear, and we've been talking about imagery in music, and you'll hopefully, as the audience, you'll be able to hear the spirit of the bull in this. We're going to tune, and then we'll have the Sinfonietta Orchestra. Our next piece this evening is a movement from The Four Seasons by Antonio Vivaldi from the season Autumn, which is definitely upon us. Again, with imagery, kind of takes a stroll out in the meadow, starts a little bit of a hunt that's going on in the music, and you can kind of hear that with the rhythm and some of the excitement that happens in the violins, and very conversational. And along with performing, each week we've been kind of working through music history, and students have been kind of learning about the timeline of music history and kind of all of the different significant markers along the way. And next semester, then they'll kind of take ownership of that and be doing some projects and working on some different aspects that they're interested in when it comes to music history. So this is from the Baroque period. This is Antonio Vivaldi's Autumn. Our last piece for the Sinfonietta Orchestra will be a piece by Brian Balmages titled Burst. A lot of energy in this piece. And this class typically meets first thing in the morning, and it's a great way to wake up and get the day moving with some energy. Like I said, of this group, and really of all the groups, it's been just a joy to see them in person and be working day in and day out on music, and having live concerts. I can't tell you how much I appreciate these, and I hope you are as well. And we have one more piece for you, and then one more group. So this is Sinfonietta Orchestra with Burst. The next group that's about to perform is our Greeley West Chamber Orchestra. This is an auditioned group made up mostly of juniors and seniors. This group is an interesting class because it's multiple classes that kind of meet at the same time. We've got Chamber Orchestra that also is many of these students' DP music class. And DP music, for those of you that aren't familiar, we're an IB school here at Greeley West, and so we follow and kind of align with the International Baccalaureate program, which is a global curriculum, and all of our staff here in the music department was able to go and get trained this summer and learn about the changes they've made. And so these students are working on many different things at the same time. We have the performance ensemble that they're doing. They are also working on projects. They're doing research. They are creating and composing. And then they're performing. So they're kind of embodying three roles. And during a student's time at Greeley West, we make an effort that in our music program that students have all three of those roles. That they are a researcher, that they're learning about the context and the history of music, that they are a creator, that they're making their own music and continuing to push the art form forward. And then they're performers, which you're about to see and hear this evening. So they're working on these type of projects. We'll have an event in the springtime that will showcase their projects, their original compositions, as well as some recitals. So it's something to stay tuned, and there'll be information about that in the springtime. Without any more talking from me, we're going to tune, and then we are going to perform two pieces this evening. The first of which is She Will Hang the Night with Stars. This piece was based upon a poem, and I want to read for you the poem. It's from the Irish author and playwright Oscar Wilde. The entire work was titled De Profundis, from the Depths, which is actually a long letter that he had written while he was imprisoned. Time to write. The following, this was the excerpt that this composition was based on, the inspiration. And again, these students here are doing some compositions, so they're looking for inspiration in their pieces, and no different than these that we play in class. The text is, "She will hang the night with stars, that I may walk abroad in the darkness without stumbling, and send the wind over my footprints, so that none may track me to my hurt. She will cleanse me in great waters, and with bitter herbs make me whole." So that was the text that this piece is based upon, and this is William Hofelt's take on that writing, as performed by our Greeley West Chamber Orchestra. Before we play our last piece this evening, I would like to make sure that you have on your calendars December 15th. That'll be our next performance. It will also be our last performance in this space. And this has been a special place for many students, some of which are here tonight, coming back to support the orchestra, gone on and have been doing wonderful things beyond Greeley West. So we are going to be inviting back, we've got Judy Atkinson, who is a director of orchestras in the early 90s, had a wonderful tenure here. She'll be coming back and directing some pieces. We're going to be inviting former students and alumni to come back and perform one last time here on this stage and make music all together. And it's going to be a wonderful experience for our current students. It'll be fun for all of our former students to dust off the chops if they haven't been playing for a while and do some practicing. And so that'll be on December 15th. There'll be information coming out about that. And if you could help spread the word, that would be wonderful. We'll have some social media information to go out about that. But that, again, will be on December 15th. Our last piece this evening is a piece called Fantasia on a theme from Thailand. And this is a piece kind of in global context. We've been talking about music in the three contexts that we kind of experience music. We have kind of a local context, music that occurs, here locally, there's a lot of it here in Greeley. We've got the UNC Symphony Orchestra. We've got the Greely Chamber Orchestra, who has a performance on Friday evening, and it's free for students, and I highly encourage any students and families to go to hear that. They're playing Beethoven's Seventh Symphony as well as the Beethoven piano trio with the Colorado Trio. It's a fantastic group. That'll be at UNC in the Campus Commons. And we have a lot of local folk, Irish and bluegrass and mariachi, all these different local musics. Then there's also global music, which this is a piece that's based on global music. It's based off of a theme from Thailand. And Richard Meyer, a composer and arranger and a teacher I've been fortunate enough to meet and talk with, he composed this piece as using different techniques to express the same folk music in kind of a fusion. And some of our students are going to be looking at world musics in their research. Some of them will be researching fusion and that concept itself. So it's kind of exciting what they're doing. So this is a piece titled Fantasia on a theme from Thailand with the Greely West Chamber Orchestra. Thank you all again so much for coming out this evening. One more round of applause for all of the performers on this evening's concert.